All right, rebuilds. Here we go. This whole roof of this Mustang, it's like flexy and trampoliny. Um, I'm just gonna mix the Bondo right here on the roof. I'm just gonna spread the whole thing. I want to put a thin coat on this whole roof. So I don't know. I don't have any mixing. I usually use license plates or something. I don't have any, and whatever. It is what it is, right? So I want to mix up a wad of this right on the old roof of Rui. Make it a little bit. So you're not supposed to put too much on there, but you know what? I'm about had enough of this car already, so we're just gonna mix it right on the old roof. Is that wrong? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Can I mix it on the roof without being? Will it absorb it? Will it work? I don't know. Is it much different than using a license plate or a piece of glass or something? I don't have all them fancy tools like everybody else. I got the little fancy dancy mixing thing. This is how we mix it. I'm gonna get a nice even smooth coat because I think I'm gonna have to put about a gallon on the roof of this anyhow. So just to try to get it flat, or I don't know. Put a skim coat on it. A big old skim coat, huh? Is that what you're saying? Uh-oh, it's stuck. I'm going to put my little rubber gloves, these gloves on, because this stuff, it's pretty annoying when you get it on your hands because you never get off. It takes you forever, so. Alright, here we go. I think she's mixed up pretty good. We'll do one more pass over it. Then we'll start skimming it back and see what we didn't do. Make a little noise when I do it so it sounds cool. The only problem when you do this is, God dang it, you got a lot of sanding. I'm not looking forward to all this sanding, but this top is going to have a lot of Bondo on it just to get it so it looks halfway straight. This is just the first batch. I'm mixing right up on the top. Tell me if this isn't how you do it or what, but I don't know. This is how we roll. Don't tell nobody. I'm just going to mix it up. Work it on here. Smooth it back. Leave about a 1/4 inch on there probably. I don't know. I'm going to have to take a jackhammer to sand it off, but it'll be alright. It's an old car. It's an 07. It's got 250 million miles on it. We replaced the motor in it. Done a lot of little work to this car. A-arms, control arms, bushings. She's going to get the works. She's going to get the Badlands rebunked. It's getting a little bit harder. Now I'm just going to try to get it so I can at least get it kind of even on this roof. Maybe I'll buy a whole gallon of spray primer and spray prime it too after it's all puttied over. There's the first wave. It's coming on strong. She's coming on strong. That flex makes me nervous. So that's the first wave I put on there. Just a little bit. Might mix up some more. I just want the hood to curve, have like a curvature, and kind of be smooth. Can I mix it on the roof of the car? I'm mixing it on the roof of the car. Do I care? Not really. I not really not care. Well, I'm just putting it not real thick. because it's all going to get buzzed off anyhow. So we're going to put it on the whole thing. So we'll come back and I'll show you after I do the whole top and the whole roof, and then a lot of work going to be involved in this. Okay, I just mixed it right on the old roof there. I got a lot of ridges in it. This is my first wave of Bondo on there, just a skim coat of Bondo. I'll scrape it and sand it. This is going to be a pain in the butt. But you've seen how flexy that roof was. So this is what it's looking from the front. So we're just going to buffer down, rubber up, sand it more, and then probably do a little more Bondo and try to get it close. I don't know, it's pretty tough. They used it as a trampoline, so we'll try to get her a little stiffer anyhow. Okay, Badlands Rebuilds. We're going to try another stunt here. This here is, I don't know if you can see that. There's a tractor on there. This is International Red paint. It's probably a year-old paint. I've never done this before, but I'm going to roll this on the top of this Mustang. I'm going to roll the roof red and the trunk lid red. And then we're going to do the hood red. And everything else is going to go black on the car. But I'm going to roll these three areas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pretty heavy coat, roll it on, leave it sit a day or two, wet sand it for 400 all the way down, probably roll it on 2 more times, and then I'm going to clear it. The hood we're not ready for yet, but we're going to get these 2 things done here, and then I can just tape this car off and paint the rest of it black. So it's going to go red and black, red roof, red trunk, red hood, black everything else. This will be interesting. I've never rolled. I've sprayed. I've done 12 or 13 spray jobs, but I'm going to roll it. Worst case you can do is I can end up spraying it. I just don't know what to do about the mixing on this. You know, when I throw it through a gun, I usually go like 18 ounces paint, 6 ounces thinner, 4 caps of hardener. But I'm thinking when I'm rolling it on, I don't know if I need to thin it down that much. So I'm going to do some experimenting here. I might just go, you know, there's a couple ounces of acetone in there and a little bit of hardener. So yeah, that'll be good. I'll get it mixed up and then I'll come back and I'll show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to tack this down. I already got it cleaned pretty good. The roof, this is all cleaned pretty good. The roof was pretty beat up in this car. It's probably still beat up. But I'm going to tack these 2 spots here. And then I'm going to mix some paint up. I'll mix it and I'll come back and I'll show you my concoction. And I'll show you when I roll it on. And then I'll show you when it's done. I know a lot of people do this roll-on stuff. This isn't Rust-Oleum. This is International Red. I don't know where this came from. But we'll see if it's any good. We'll put it on. This is a pretty darn bright red. International Red's probably the brightest red you're going to see. I am going to harden it just to see if I can get a little bit more bazang with it or shine. So when we come back, I'll show you my mixture. All right, we got her all mixed up here. She's pretty good. Looks pretty good for being a pretty old paint. It's really, really red. So I think what I'm going to do is, I don't even know if I'm going to thin this. I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to strain it with one of these puppies. Strain it through into this here measuring cup. And then I'm just going to harden it, and then I'm going to roll it. And then we'll see how that goes. I have used this before just to roll on stuff, and it really goes on thick and bright. I know rolling's kind of a pain in the butt, but you know what? Let's try it out. Worst I can do is wet sand it all back down and spray it anyhow, and you know, use it for a filler. So here we go. Next video you're going to see me. I'm going to have it mixed up. I'm going to have it in that there little pan, and we're going to do some rolling. All right, we went 8 ounces of International Red and 3 caps of hardener. Right now I'm just stirring it. She's pretty thick. So when we're going to start rolling this on, we're going to see what happens. It looks like really, really red ketchup. So we're going to put it in here. We're going to roll it on. And then I'll show you what it looks like as I'm rolling it on. We'll see if it goes on good. Oh. Okay, here we go. We're going to roll this trunk. I got my pan right here, my roller right here. I'm going to roll the trunk lid. We'll give you an update, see how it goes. Now remember, don't try this at home. I'm a professional. It's rolling on. Pretty bubbly. Shouldn't take no time to cover it. Hopefully it dries. I know it's a heavy paint mixture. I got accused of being a house painter last time, so I'm going to use a roller and try to roll this car, a few of it, and see what it does. I think the key to all this stuff is your prep and your wet sanding. Wet sand the heck out of it, prep it up good. I think she'll be pretty. She'll be pretty. Maybe I'll make some new friends on the internet here by doing this. Stupid bug in there already. I hate bugs, especially when you're doing any kind of paint work. It looks pretty orange peely, which makes me nervous. It's the new style now. Roller painting. It's like roller blading, roller derbying. Am I ruining the car? It's my kid's car. Do I care? Nah, probably not. It's an experimental project. People say that Rust-Oleum doesn't last. Well, let's see. This is International Red, International Harvester. It's a pretty good brand. They've been around for millions of years. Okay, maybe not millions of years, but you know what I mean. First coat's on, second coat, I'm just going to put a whole bunch more on there. I think thick is better if it ever dries. Alright, here we have it rolled. We got the top and this rolled. We're going to look down on it. It does have some imperfections. There's quite a bit of orange peel in it. You can probably see it. Quite a bit of orange peel. But it does have hardener in it. We'll see what it does. It's about 70 or 60 degrees out right now. It really shines, I give it that. But I think it's going to be kind of a rough. We've got one bug on it. We'll see how it sets up and dries. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but there's quite a bit of orange peel in it. We'll see how it sets up. But my goal is I'm going to wet sand it down anyhow. You know what I mean? Hopefully it flattens out a little bit. And then when I wet sand it, it won't be such a pain in the butt. But we'll wet sand it. Had a bunch of dents on the roof. Actually, it doesn't look too bad from here. I mean, I put a lot of Bondo in it, but we'll see how it dries. We'll update it when it's dried. We'll update how much work it is going to be to do it. You know, it is what it is. It's a Mustang. It's an 07. Everything else is going to get sprayed. The hood, top, and trunk are the only thing that are going to get rolled on this car. So we're going to roll this. And this is already rolled for the first coat. And then we're going to have to take this hood. We're trying to find a different hood. And then we're going to roll that hood. And I don't know if you can see it, but then we're going to go all black. Black all the way down. It'll be cool. Okay, rebuilds. Here it is. This is 24, well, not even 24 hours. It's really dry already. There's a little bit of stuff in it there. We'll look up on this. It's pretty orange peely. So our next step is going to be we're going to have to do a full wet sand of this. Try to take the orange peel out of the whole thing. I don't know if you can see it. It's orange peely. Most paint is orange peely. This is a lot pretty rough, but it is dry. So I did this last night at 8 o'clock. It's now 4 o'clock the next day. Definitely feels dry. The hardener must have did his job. Definitely has a really good shine to it. There's dirt in it, as you can see, dirt. But my next step is I'm going to wet sand it all. I'm going to wet sand this and that with 400 or even 600, maybe 600. I'll wet sand it all, try to get all the orange peel out of it, and then we'll roll it on again tonight. Hopefully I have another roller. I actually don't think it looks horrible. I mean, a lot of orange peel. It's going to be a lot of work to get the orange peel out. But yeah, it's something different. I've never seen it. I've seen it done, but I mean, once we see how bumpy it looks, you can see the little bit on there. But once we wet sand it, we'll wet sand it down, try to take it out, smooth it out. We'll roll it again. We'll see a couple more turns. I see people do it 2 or 3 times. Usually after the 3rd time of rolling it, it sets up a lot better. Put hardener in it, 3 caps of hardener per 8 ounces. I mean, this is definitely dry, probably sandable. I don't know if I'll sand it tonight or wait another day. Sand it Friday night. See the knubbles I have on there, but that is what it is. All right, rebuilders, I shot this down with some water. I'm going to wet sand this with 400 grit wet sand, wet and dry paper. You can see that. 3M 400 wet sand. I'm going to use a spray bottle. I'm going to take the rough off it, and then I'll wipe it off, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'm trying to get all the orange peel off this. It's kind of a little bit lumpy. I can feel some dirt in it. But we're going to clean this all off, and we'll do that. And the roof, we'll wet sand it real good. We'll dry it off. We'll tack it, and we'll roll it again. This will be probably 2 or 3 coats now. And then we'll keep doing that to build it up. And then hopefully we can wet sand it and polish it and look really good. Okay, I wet sanded this down with 400. You can see the spots, the imperfections in there. Probably should do a little bit more. But this is just the 1st and 2nd wave of coats. So like there's a spot right there. If I back it up, you can see all them. We want it all to be dull and flat like that. But I'm going to put more paint on it, so you know what I mean. I'm going to keep building on this. I'm going to build, and then hopefully I get it thick enough to where I can wet sand and polish it. I'm not going to polish through, but yet I'm going to get rid of all the orange peel. Get rid of all the orange peel and just have a pretty decent finish. I've seen people do this on the interweb. First time I've ever done it. I'm definitely not a pro at it. See all the orange peel in that. But we're going to keep going. Not too much of this car is going to be like this. So, I mean, up in here you can see all that orange peel in there. Especially after you sand it. I don't know if I should cut it out more or just keep building on it. Because I'm going to put, right now this is probably 2 pretty good roller coats. So I might put 2 more real heavy roller coats and then let it set for 3 or 4 days till it gets warm. I did use 8 ounces with 3 caps of hardener, and it was dry. I did this last night at, I think it's like 7 o'clock at night. And it's like 6 o'clock the next night, and I'm already sanding on it. See, there's a goopy little spot right here. If I can sand that a little bit more to make that look a little better. We'll keep you updated on this. We'll roll it again. I'll show you it after it's rolled again. All right, here we have it. The 2nd coat. Looks a lot better. This looks a lot better. I mean, there's still a little orange peel in it. This is like 2 or 3 coats. Dried 1 day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave her sit again. This day I might let it sit for 2 days. The top on this car was not good to begin with. So I do got a bug right there, I see. But for the most part, see all that orange peel in there? And all that. I'm hoping it'll flow in and dry. It's kind of cool out today. It's going to be down to 30 tonight, but it's 75 in here. A little bit of orange peel in there yet. But if I get enough coats on it, I can what I'm going to do is I take that orange peel all the way down, and then I can polish it and clear it. This is what it looks like from here. It's pretty shiny. I mean, it is what it is. This isn't going to be a show car. This is going to be a driving car. A little bit of fun. You can see it. It's still really wet. You can see how it looks really orange peely. But what happens is when that dries, usually that orange peel will go away after the second or third coat. Well, I'm getting kind of exciting because even if it doesn't go away and I have to sand on it and have 5 coats of paint on it, it's going to be a pretty nice looking roof. So I'm going to unhook the light so I don't get any more bugs in this tonight. We'll just let her sit, and hopefully it hardens up tonight. We'll update you tomorrow. Okay, here you have it. I shot this with the gun. It's got some orange peel in it. Man, she's really shiny. I don't know, you look down on this. I don't know if you can see it, but it looks really, really shiny. I don't know that this paint is... There's some bubbles on this. I don't know what that is. But for the most part, I think it looks pretty good. I did the roof. I rolled the roof. I do not recommend rolling anything. I mean, I rolled it red and I wet sanded it 3 times and polished it, and I still don't get a very good shine on the roof compared to this. I don't know. This stuff wouldn't come out of the gun very good. It still kind of looks a little bit... It was like sticky coming out, shot out like paste, but I don't know. I'll have to research it. It felt like it needed to be thin better. I used a bigger tip. I think I used a 1.8 or 2-point tip, and it worked. It wouldn't even go through a 1.3 tip. So, just a little update on that. Probably will never roll anything again. This is what I've got. It's called MTX. And the paint was a little cold. That might have been my mistake too. This just came off the UPS today, and it might have been cold. I probably should have put it in the house and got room temperature and heated it up. But it's good enough for what it is. Well, probably what I'll do is I might put these 2 pieces back on the car, wet sand them, and then paint them again with the car. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I might put the car back together, paint the jams, and then wet sand these two items when they're on the car. And then when I do the full car, paint them one more time, so I get an all even paint job. You know, I'm a rookie doing it on my garage. That's good enough for me.